Hey Knights. Okay, so this is let's do say first 3 chapters. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the first 3 chapters of this story. Repeating myself, aren't I? I'm so tired. It's not even funny. Okay, so chapter 1. What a wonderful life we all live. I woke up, like I normally do. I got dressed, brushed my hair, and walked to school. I went to my first period class, which is math, and scanned the room. Today, I decided to wear a Hellsing Ultimate shirt. It says, "The bird of Hermes is my name, eating my wings to make me tame." My long, dirty blonde hair came down to my knees, so I could cover my shirt. I was used to being picked on. They are easy to ignore. It's the pain that is not easy. My mom knows not to ask about the bruises and scars for the reason that I would never tell. I am a lost cause. That is basically what the therapist had said. I want to be stronger, but it just doesn't seem like I have a chance. What will I fight for? Will I fight so I won't be bullied or hurt anymore? They sound like good ideas, but I'll never win. I'm alone, an outcast, a freak, and a pathetic person. One look at me, and Alucard might even say that I am not even worthy of the lowest pits of hell. It is true. I can't even defend myself. I can't speak up, but it's not that I'm afraid. I couldn't care less about death. It's because I am broken and can't be fixed. I breezed through my classes and exited the school building. I am 18, and this is my last year in high school. As I walk home, my mom texts me saying, "Could you please go to the grocery store on the way home and pick up some milk, eggs, and cereal?" Quickly, I went to the grocery store and checked out the food. As I exited, I checked the time on my iPhone. It was 3:30 p.m. I still had some time to relax before I get home and have to deal with my mom taking me to see my father. I decided to go a longer way. I walked about 8 blocks when I felt dizzy. I thought it was just nerves, but I never felt like this. As I got further, I felt weaker and weaker. I finally reached a deli right near an alley. That was when I passed out. I felt weird, like I was floating, but I ignored it. Chapter 2. Into a vampire-infested world we go. The floating feeling finally stopped, and I felt weird. I realized that my eyes had been closed, so I opened them. Everything looked like it was animated. It looked like those anime scenes. It took a moment to figure out that I was in the middle of the forest. The forest looked familiar, but I couldn't remember why. I didn't have the groceries anymore, and the iPhone was still in my pocket. I decided to walk around and see where I am. As I was walking, I looked up, only to see that it was night, and the moon was a different color. This reminds me of Hellsing, but it couldn't be, could it? I passed a puddle and looked down. I was anime. I looked around some more to see exactly where I was. I passed by a cemetery only to see a girl being held by a priest who has zombie-like people behind him, and a man dressed in red with a gun. My first thought was that this truly was Hellsing. They must have noticed me because they were staring at me. It felt scary, but it didn't affect me. I didn't know what to do, mainly because I don't have any weapons. If I did, I would be a badass as Alucard, but I don't. I took a few steps forward and stopped. "Are you trying to get yourself killed, little princess?" Alucard said in a calm yet creepy voice. "You have 2 possibilities right now. Either way, we both know what will happen to this poor girl. It doesn't matter if I die. You have one priority, and that is to kill that fool who creates slaves to do his dirty work. He is a coward and an incompetent, incapable of doing anything on his own. He is not even worthy of the lowest pits of hell," I say without emotion. He looked shocked. I couldn't help but to quote him. "It seems as if you have read my mind, little princess," Alucard said, chuckling. I watched as Sirius died and waited for him to be done. It didn't take as long as I had thought it would. He picked her up bridal style and came over to me. He seemed to study me, which I was perfectly fine with. He seemed to smile devilishly. "You seem to know quite a bit about the situation. I have to take you to see my master, little princess," he said, almost as emotionless as me. "What are we waiting for, Big Red?" I said without any care in the world. "Why did you call me Big Red? You nicknamed me, and it's only fair I return the favor." "I'll keep that in mind." With those words, we walked in silence all the way to Integra. I don't fangirl like others, I just love adventure. If I was to stay in this world, I would have to adapt. I guess I was so deep in thought I didn't realize that I was already in front of Integra. Someone tapped me on my shoulder, and I looked up, only to see Sir Integra's face. I'm deeply sorry. I was caught up in thought, I said, still with no emotion. That is perfectly fine. After what you had just experienced, I wouldn't be surprised, Integra said while smoking one of her cigars. I knew what I was up against, just like I know that he is Alucard or Val Tepes III, Dracula, the No-Life King, etc. I also know that you are Sir Integra Fairbrooks, Wingate Helsing of the Hellsing organization. Your butler is Walter C. Dornez, otherwise known as the Angel of Death, I said emotionally. It was quiet for a few seconds until Integra says, It seems you know a lot about us. We could use you, but can we trust you? I couldn't explain it, but I felt like I would like this. I guess I could give it a try. I looked at Alucard, who had a mix of shock and excitement in his face. I don't have anyone to go to, and I wouldn't dream of telling anyone. I'll accept on one condition, I said sternly. What condition would that be? I get to work alongside Alucard, Police Girl, and you. If I am to die, I would rather do it fighting. I'm not going to give up easily. Then I guess you are welcome to the Hellsing organization. But if I may ask you, what is your name? My name is Brianna Fisher. Chapter 3. Don't underestimate me. After telling them my name, I knew they would try to find some information on me. It didn't bother me because I don't really exist in this world or even belong in this world. I might have to find a way out, but for now, I will enjoy myself. I might finally prove that I can do something. We were riding in a limousine, but the windows were tinted black. It wasn't so bad. It was actually calming. I wasn't scared, but still, something calming would be nice. I wonder what they will do to me. They can't kill an asset, but they wouldn't care. I will have to prove myself. I know that I am thin, but I will train till I bleed. I won't back down. This is what I wanted. I finally get a chance to fight the vampire scum. I was so deep in thought that I didn't realize that we were already there. I stepped out of the limousine and watched as Walter came up to me. He was so formal. Miss Brianna, would you please follow me? Walter said peacefully. Of course, but would you please call me Brianna or Bree? I said, looking down, not feeling anything. Why, of course, Brianna. I hope you make yourself at home. If I may. Are you all right? I am perfectly fine. I just don't feel much of anything anymore. We stayed silent till he showed me to my new room. It was on the 3rd floor, so it was one of the old rooms. It was perfect. A medium-sized bed with black silk sheets, black dresser, black desk, a window with black curtains. I love the color black. This room was a perfect fit. I realized Walter had already left. I put my backpack down and took out my iPhone and started to play In the End by Black Veil Brides. I truly loved this song because it always took my mind off of things. After the song was over, I turned off my iPhone. I went to go find Walter so I could ask for some supplies. I had an idea. I found him in the middle of the hallway and approached him. He seemed to be calm, which is an understatement considering the fact that they killed vampires 24/7. Plus, they have the No-Life King here, and he is calm. How does he have nerves of steel? Can I please speak with you, Walter? I said as he turned towards me. Yes, you may, Brianna. What is the problem? He said with a smile. I was wondering if you could get me some crosses, red and black fabric, a blowtorch, and some leather. Of course I can, but may I ask why? I'm planning on constructing my own weapons and outfit. I just need those things, and I will be fine. That is all I need to hear. They will be arriving in approximately 1 hour. Thank you, Walter, I said without emotion yet again. I went up to my room and instantly knew he was going to tell Integra. They would be suspicious of all this. I don't really care. But I do have to do my part. I need something that could fit my requirements, even though I don't know how to make a weapon. I feel as if I could. I actually think I can do this. An hour later, Walter knocked on the door. I saw boxes full of the stuff I requested. As he left, I got to work. I knew a lot about science and math, so if I could use what I know to create weapons. It took me the rest of the night, but I finished. I made over 20 anti-vampire weapons and a dress that concealed the weapons so you couldn't find them. I heard a scream, then realized that Saris was awake. They were probably starting to explain to her that she is a vampire. I put on the dress and all the weapons and ran into the hidden basement. They all stared at me, which I took as a compliment. It didn't bother me. What on earth are you wearing? Brianna Integra said, shocked. It is a specialized dress that I had manufactured. It contains 20 anti-vampire weapons that I also manufactured. The time period in which I had manufactured these things was 7 hours, 12 minutes, and 5 seconds. I said, no emotion showing. You did that all by yourself? That is correct. You are interesting, little princess, Alucard said, while sitting next to a confused Saris. Thank you, Beardred. Don't underestimate me. You know what? I think I'm going to do one more chapter. Okay, so chapter 4. Let's get down to business. After 3 long hours of Integer questioning me on my skills with weapons, we agreed to let Alucard videotape me on my phone, which I showed him how to do, while I fight the vampire head-on in the next mission. I had no problem with that. In fact, I can't seem to show emotion. I know I have emotion, but even in my world, I haven't felt anything in a long time. I'm not even sure that I can feel. 2 more hours last, and a mission came in. We were supposed to defeat a vampire. He had created many ghouls in the area, and was very skilled. Or so we hear. I went in with Alucard because he was recording the whole thing. I soon spotted the freak. He stopped me, and we were having a staring contest. I think. I was analyzing his movements. I noticed a lamppost and a huge thing of dirt right next to me, which was an advantage. I got out my whip and jumped on the pile of dirt. I took the whip and made sure it wrapped around the lamppost. I jumped off the pile of dirt, and while I was swinging in midair, I jumped off, grabbed my bow and arrow, and shot him with an anti-vampire arrow, then landed with my 2 feet attached to the ground. Alucard looked shocked but amused. I didn't even know that I could do that. I never even did physical education in school. I at least got the job done. We met up with Sarah's and went back to the hellsing organization. We showed Integra the video, and she was even surprised. Walter was smiling, just like Alucard. Where did you learn to do this, Brianna? Integra said with interest. I merely took my time analyzing the opponent and struck with using both science and math. I had no prior training or any physical activity, I said with no emotions. Have you had any experience with weapons? No. Are you answering truthfully? Yes. Please explain to me how you know everything about us, how have excellent experience with fighting and machinery, but have no experience at all, and excellent knowledge on killing vampires. I would like a very detailed and truthful answer. My name is Brianna, but I am not from here. You are not from London, that is very clear. But what does that have to do with this? I mean, I am from another world. A world in which this is all a show. A series of shows based on Japanese artwork called anime or manga. I have watched all episodes of both versions, and it seems as though I am in the newer version, Hellsing Ultimate. We are all on a show made by the Japanese, and you know everything that is going to happen. Did I get all of that? Yes. Well, that explains a lot. Actually, I have been this way for most of my life, so being in this world doesn't change anything. So if you thought I didn't feel anything, you were right. This was going to be my next question. Can you read minds? If I do, I will tell you. I just get a lot of questions, and some are on my behavior. I just don't feel anything anymore. May I ask why? My dad. What did he do? Ever since I was a kid, he abused and tortured me. After about 2 years, I lost hope and feeling. I don't even think I can feel anymore. And I was, and still am, in my world, being bullied. I see. I didn't feel so good. I couldn't stand remembering what that man had done. I quickly ran out of the room before they could do anything. I ran out of the building and ran towards the trees. I found myself at a pond. I fell to my knees near the lake. Usually, I tend to block out what he did to me, but this time I truly let myself remember. It hurts to even think about that man. Plus, all of the years of torture. Alucard's point of view. I could understand how she felt. It pained me to hear her say that. I would kill that man. And the people who did that to Brianna. I don't know why, though. Ever since I met her, she has always interested me, and I can't stop thinking about her. Why does she interest me? She really is interesting. I guess that I'll just have to wait and see. Wait, why isn't she coming back? I don't sense her presence in the building. That is odd. Could she have run away? Okay! I guess I'll go and see. This should prove to be quite interesting, and I might get my answer. I made my way to the outside of the building, right by the door. I felt her presence, but it was small. I moved in the direction of her presence, and it was quite a long walk. She must have ran. I made my way to a pond, but hid behind some trees. I could hear her singing a strange but motivating song. Brianna's point of view. I was looking into the pond and remembered a song from the movie Mulan. I used to love the movie, so I figured that it could help me calm me down. I started to sing I'll Make a Man Out of You. I closed my eyes, and the song lyrics I had already memorized. I felt better as I sang, and when I finished the song, I heard a twig snap. I looked around to see who it was when I saw a piece of red fabric. I instantly knew who it was. Big Red, I know that it is you, I say as I normally say things. Little Princess, I was only checking up on you. That was a lovely song, by the way. What was it called? He said with another one of his sadistic smiles. It's called I Make a Man Out of You, and it was sung in a movie. I am fine, so you can go check up on someone else. I find you interesting, but the reason is vague, so that would be a no. Can you sing one more time? I find you annoying, so that would be a no. Why not? I don't feel like singing right now. Who said you had to? No one. Will you come back to Hellsing? I never left. Follow me, Brianna, please. Those words left me speechless. He finally called me by my real name. Why did it make me feel weird? I know I was still emotionless when speaking to him, but is it possible that I am finally feeling again? I am happy when I'm here. I don't want this to end. Okay. So that was the first 4 chapters of this Hellsing fanfiction. Yeah, alrighty. Peace out, Knights.